Ordinarily, on the first Monday of November, I'm opening up the program by talking about just one thing and one thing only, the NFL. Now, ordinarily after a smack off, I do peace out for a couple of weeks, and I'm not even in the box on the following Monday. So the question then is, what do I start with, the NFL or the smack off?
Hashtag smack off.
The NFL or the smack off? The smack off or the NFL? Tough call. Tough call. Oh, wait, I know. How about neither? How about we start with the vanity plates and the car flags and the World Championship pieces of metal?
Piece of metal.
And good old Randy Newman. Come on now. Of course, Dodger Jim is going to open with that epic Dodger triumph in Toronto on Saturday night. Back-to-back championships. How's that grab you? Really, the biggest reason why I'm starting with that epic Game 7 is because I'm still actually processing that epic Game 7. And the entire series, really. It's been 36 hours, and I still can't believe it. Any of it. I can't believe any of that happened, much less all of that happening. And what I really, truly can't imagine is being you right now, Toronto. I can't imagine anyone in Canada right now trying to just pick up and move on after that catastrophe. But as Joe Davis noted, on the final call in the bottom of the 11th, to beat the champs, you have to knock them out. And the Jays just never closed that deal.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle, bends to the back, over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
Insane. I mean, it's been said a million times, but it's so true. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. To beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. And the Jays came this close. They really did. They came as close as you possibly can, but they were never able to land that one kill shot. And they had so many chances. They got within 2 outs of winning it all. They got within 7 strikes of winning it all. And then of all people, Miggy Rowe, of all people, comes through with one of the most absurdly clutch swings in Dodger history. Even my dude, Miggy Rowe, can't believe that he was the one who came through with the miracle in the top of the 9th.
Drilled to left field and deep, and gone! No way! Miguel Rojas!
No way is right. You check out Dave Roberts' reaction. He was in utter disbelief. Look at him like, are you kidding me? Miggy Rowe? That says it all right there. And if Doc was that shocked, imagine the rest of us. Because he was the one guy who did believe in this guy in the first place. Miguel Rojas, who did not have a hit in the postseason since the wild card round. But Doc still felt like he had earned the right to be out there. Had to put him out there. Had to let him have that experience. Still had faith in him. And then Miggy rewards that faith with one of the most clutch swings ever. Hey, by the way, I would like to say something on behalf of Dave Roberts. Let me say this for him, because I don't think he'll say it for himself. Tell me how my ass tastes. Planet Earth. Yo, lava pigs. Come get some. Have some. Signed Doc Roberts. I mean, seriously, could the dude have done a more perfect job of managing in this World Series? The only people worse off than Blue Jays fans right now are Dave Roberts haters. Bad day for Dave Roberts haters, because he pressed seemingly every button during the series, and seemingly every button he pressed worked perfectly. Trusting Miggy Rowe was such a good decision that it actually paid off twice in that 9th inning. Because despite the home run heroics, that game is over without Miggy's defensive heroics. And I still can't believe he was able to steady himself and make this play with bases loaded and one out in the bottom of the ninth.
Varsho. Roller to second. Rojas comes home in time. And it's Miguel Rojas.
What an incredible play. Even if IKF did not have the most incredible lead off third base, nor did he get the best jump either. Like, I don't even know they kept stats like this. But according to Chris Kirshner on X, that IKF lead off third base was ranked. Check this. 357th out of 381 out of all primary leads in the series. And then 366th out of 376 out of all secondary leads in the series. In other words, that was some of the more conservative base running in the entire series. Now, understandably, you do not want to be doubled off there, and it did already happen to them earlier in the series. You don't want to get doubled off third with less than 2 outs. But to get that conservative with it and then get thrown out by a beat at home with the World Series on the line is a pretty brutal optic. But still, Toronto had yet another chance after that to win the game with the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. And that's when another Dave Roberts turn of genius came up huge for LA. Because Doc had inserted Andy Paez for defense in the middle of the ninth. And then Paez turned around and did this to save the game.
Fly ball to left field. Hernandez on the run. Paez over his head. Paez runs him over.
Are you kidding me?
Sends game 7.
I don't care how many times I've seen all of this. It blows my mind every time. Look how far this guy had to go to get that ball. Look at him. Look how far he had to go to get this ball, only to truck his dude Kike and make the play. Paez was like, well, Doc put me in for defense. I guess I better play some defense. Meanwhile, Kike gets absolutely trucked and then is rolling around on the ground in pain thinking, I cannot believe that's how we lost the World Series. A collision in the outfield. Except that Paez actually caught the ball. Held on to the ball. Amazing. Bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, 1 out, and the Jays could not finish the deal. So the Dodgers stopped them with 2 of the wildest defensive plays you're ever going to see with a World Series on the line. And both defensive plays trace right back to absolutely incredible managing from Dave Roberts. Yo, lava pigs. You ever consider this? You ever consider that maybe you don't know how to manage the Dodgers as well as Dave Roberts does? Because I can tell you with 100% certainty that you don't. In fact, you lava flingers really ought to keep Doc's name out your bleeping mouths.
Keep my name out your mouth.
In fact, speaking of Will Smith, how about Will Smith? How about the best catcher in the world catching an outrageous 73 World Series innings, the most by any catcher in any World Series. And then on top of that, finishing that series with this swing.
Smith hits a high fly ball to deep left field. It's got a chance. It is gone. It's Will Smith in game 7.
Absolutely massive swing by an incredible player who's just rock solid for this team. I mean, what a freaking stud. And all of this, and I've barely even mentioned the MVP. Yoshi Yamamoto, a.k.a. the best pitcher on the planet. Who does that? Who takes the ball the day after winning Game 6 and throwing 96 pitches? And I'm not talking about Yoshi coming in for a single batter or even a single inning. That dude got 8 outs. That dude got the last 8 outs to close out the World Series. Like superhuman stuff. Again, I'm actually still struggling to somehow even process all of that a few days later. Somehow that dude started that game, or somehow the dude that started the Game 7 on the hill also was the leadoff hitter for the Dodgers and got 2 hits in that game. And then somehow that guy, Shohei, still wasn't even the freakiest thing that the Dodgers did in that game, or that a Dodger did in that game. Because what Yoshi did was arguably even freakier. Like, we're talking freaks among freaks. The most uncommon amongst the most uncommon. The Dodgers are a freak show. You shouldn't be able to start on the mound in Game 7 and also hit leadoff and get 2 hits in that same game. You shouldn't be able to pitch multiple innings to close a Game 7 the day after you were the starting and winning pitcher in Game 6. You shouldn't be able to catch 73 innings in a World Series and still have enough juice to hit the series-clinching home run in extras. You shouldn't be able to basically ride the pine and contribute essentially nothing for 3 weeks, only to wind up making the 2 most clutch plays of the season in the 9th inning of Game 7 of the World Series. None of these things should be possible. And yet somehow the Dodgers pulled off all of these things in the same series. So with this Dodger team, obviously, anything is possible. Which is why to beat them, you have to actually beat them. And unfortunately for Toronto, who played their guts out, they were not able to seal the deal. They didn't finish the deal. So it's a full offseason of vanity plates and car flags for Dodger Jim. And yes, the better team did win, just like the better call did win the smack off. But in both cases, just barely. Just barely. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ.